His fingers linger too long. A shiver crawls down my spine. Mine, or his, I can't tell. Every step beside him feels forbidden, like crossing a line I promised I'd never touch. Desire claws against dread, and I tremble where I should stand firm. A shadow stirs. The air tightens with warnings I can't name. One wrong move, and everything could unravel. By nightfall, truths will surface, some burning too close to hold. I press my hands to my scar. It throbs, tying me to secrets I'm not ready to face. This is Bound to Blood and Moonlight, a good werewolf romance. As always, I read for you, and you enjoy the plot. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Let us read. Chapter 17, Manipulation and Blood. Marcus stepped closer, closing the last bit of space between them. His hand cupped her elbow, guiding her along the courtyard path. His thumb brushed the bare skin just below her sleeve. The touch was light, but it felt heavy, intrusive, almost suffocating. Leora's tight, confused tension shifted at once, compressing into pressure. Inside her, conflict flared. She wanted to pull away. Yet his soothing, familiar voice pushed against her instincts. "You always overthink," he said. His voice was too soft, too knowing, as if he'd been inside her thoughts hours ago. A cold wind swept across her exposed arm, goosebumps rose where his fingers rested. Her gut screamed danger, primal, hot. But her mind pushed back. She told herself she was overreacting, imagining threat in a friend's comforting gesture. Then a sharp neurological stab hit behind her skull. Precise, cold. Marcus's eyes flickered with irritation just for a moment, then the mask slid back into place. Calm, controlling. A shadow shifted across the portico. Leora stiffened. Damien stepped out of the darkness. Coiled, ready. Every muscle drawn tight like a bowstring. Relief flooded her lungs, then immediately tightened. Marcus's tension filled the space. Her body reacted to Damien's presence before her mind caught up. Protection, safety. Damien's pupils widened. He sensed her distress. He read Marcus as a threat. Marcus's thin, practiced smile tightened. Territorial. He shifted his weight subtly. The wind rattled leaves against stone. The silence sharpened. Marcus stepped directly between them. His hand hovered near her back, a quiet claim of space. The relief she'd felt vanished. In its place, the sharp clash of dominance. "Helping her through a memory flare," Marcus said smoothly. He dismissed the jagged, raw pain she had just endured. Damien's jaw twitched. He recognized the lie instantly. A cold gust rattled the courtyard lanterns. The moment stood stark and exposed. Her gaze drifted to the courtyard wall. A carved wolf symbol. Ancient, primal, not the pack crest. The sight struck her hard. Agony exploded behind her eyes. She froze, breath locked in her chest. Instinct screamed to flee. Logic trapped her in place. A child's scream echoed in her memory. Brittle, distant. Ringing surged in her ears. She tried to gasp. Her throat refused. Marcus's grip snapped around her wrist at the exact peak of pain. His fingers closed tight where her pulse thrashed. Terror curdled. Violation set in. The metallic ache behind her eyes deepened. His timing was too perfect. He knew the precise moment her guard would break. Then came a low, guttural snarl, cutting through the courtyard. Damien's warning. The heat of Marcus's fingers stood in sharp contrast to the cold sweat slicking her skin. Before she could react, a rogue burst through the hedges. Mud and muscle exploded into the courtyard. Leora's panic sharpened into survival focus. Her knees went weak. Her breath caught. She stumbled backwards, straight into Marcus's rigid grip. The rogue's flank flashed into view, branded with the same archaic wolf symbol she had just reacted to. The scent of blood hit her a split second before impact. Marcus moved, not to shield her, to shove her aside. Protecting only himself. Leora slammed into the ground. Betrayal surged through her, sharp and immediate. The truth landed hard. His first instinct was self-preservation. Damien intercepted the rogue midair. The collision thundered across the stone courtyard. Leora scraped her palms raw as she scrambled to regain her footing. She lunged without thinking. Her hand closed around Damien's arm, fingers locking onto the taut muscle of his bicep. The jolt ripped the air from her lungs. Bond pain flared instantly. Romantic, supernatural, indivisible. The scar along her clavicle pulsed with faint heat. A mirrored sensation burned beneath his skin. Damien froze, unnaturally still. His breath turned ragged, shaking. Carefully, deliberately, Damien eased his arm free. He didn't look at her. He shrugged off his jacket and draped it around her shoulders. Warmth closed in. The scent of pine and damp earth grounded her. The trembling in her limbs slowed. Marcus watched, unmoving, unreadable. The jacket settled around Leora like an anchor. Even wrapped in Damien's warmth, unease lingered. She touched her scar and winced. The phantom ache behind her eyes sharpened, precise, deliberate, a memory-linked pain demanding answers. "Why did that symbol hurt?" she whispered. Her heartbeat roared in her ears. Damien stiffened. His eyes closed, just briefly. The air around him turned cold. Heavy with guilt, he couldn't speak. When he answered, his voice was raw, low, fogging in the chilled air. "Leora." A pause. "I can't tell you." He turned away. His fist slammed into the metal gatepost. Steel groaned under the impact. The shift was brutal, from shared vulnerability to sudden abandonment. Now the conflict was purely relational. His desperate need to distance himself, her desperate need for truth. The force of his strike warped the metal. It cried beneath his hand as he pulled back. Leora watched him go. Realization hardened in her chest. He was hiding something. Something about the night that still haunted her.